join once more. This is the 8th Videocast. Anna and I are together once more abroad across the continent. How are you, Anna?
Right, I am very well, Halldor. I had a good summer, and actually, I was really looking forward to, after the holidays, restart with our activities. I really like the tradition of having a monthly video cast, and I think today's is also going to be very interesting. So I hope people are watching and are going to stay with us today. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Yeah, I totally agree. I think having a monthly videocast would be good. Otherwise, how would we otherwise be working at anything? I think it's a good kick in the butt to get back to work. No, we've been super busy this summer, actually. There's been a lot of things that we've been doing. And we're actually going to be discussing one of the big projects that we sort of are piloting at the moment. I think that's really, really interesting, and Anna will be introducing in a bit. But I think before we go to there, I want to mention a little bit about a couple of activities that are coming up. Soon there's kind of deadline season again when it comes to fellowships and with the European fellowships. And we had a webinar in May on the postdoctoral fellowship from Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions. And at that point, there was a lot of interest. The call had just opened. It was a totally new version of this call that has been existing obviously for more than a decade in the form of individual fellowships. But now we have a new one as part of Horizon Europe. And we had this webinar in May, which the videos are available online of. But now the deadline is coming up. It's the first week of October where people have to apply if they want to apply for the postdoctoral fellowship. If you are a European researcher interested in coming to a Chinese institution, or if you're a Chinese researcher interested in going to Europe, you have about 1 month now to apply for this year's call, Marie Curie Fellowship call. And for those that are already started this process of applying, we want to maybe do like a little webinar soon again, right, Anna? We want to take another try it once more to give some information and answer questions and so on.
Yes, exactly. The deadline is coming up the 12th of October, I think. So a little bit more than 1 month before the deadline, we are going to have a last webinar. So for those who haven't concluded the application yet, I hope everybody has started already. But we will have we will offer the opportunity to answer the last questions and hopefully direct you in the way to create a successful application for the postdoctoral fellowship. So yeah, stay tuned because we will announce it very soon. And also some other deadlines are coming up. For the European Research Council, right? Their calls, they're open. One of the deadline, the one for advanced grants, is today. Oh, yeah. So if you prepared your application, you have the last few hours to submit it. Please don't forget, because tomorrow is going to be September and it's going to be too late. So do that now. And we also have the synergy grants. Who are open, and the deadline is, in a little bit longer. It's 14th of October, but we always like to remind everybody, take your time, don't waste last minute, prepare the application the best you can and submit it in time. Yeah. So these were the announcements. We're going to have a webinar about the ERC opportunities at the end of the month. And Halldor, do we want to say anything else before moving to the hot topic?
I think now it's actually a great opportunity, even for those that want to do the starting grants for the European Research Councils, because it's our experience when we've been doing this training session with the ERC grantees, it takes like 6 to 7 months to do a really good ERC grant application. It just takes a while. So if you're interested in the starting grant application for next year, for example, or the consolidated grant for next year, which is will open up by the first quarter next year. Right now is the time to kind of start to familiarize yourself with how that goes. So we will also be doing a webinar on that soon. And we will get a Chinese grantee who will share their experience with how it was to apply for the ERC grant and how they successfully managed to get an ERC grant in Europe. And we also get a science counselor from the European Research Council to join us in that webinar. So that is very exciting. The dates are to be confirmed, but I am expecting within like maybe next 3 or 4 weeks, before the end of September, we will have these events coming up. So, stay tuned and see how that goes. But yeah, hot topic. I even saw accidentally there was a glimpse of another person just jumping on your screen earlier, so maybe that sort of gave away that we're not alone on the line right now.
No, we're not. Actually, I'm very glad that we have two scientists who are two core members of Euraxis China with us today, and we're going to have the opportunity to interview them quickly. So welcome and hi, Gosia and Quentin. Welcome to our videocast. And if you don't mind, I won't say anything else about yourself because I'm happy to hear it from your voices. And so I'll go directly with my first question. We want to know what you do, what's your job, what's your field of expertise, what you do for a living. Please tell us a little bit because I think your jobs are both pretty exciting.
So, hello. I will start. I'm Quentin Montardi. I'm a researcher in neuroscience and especially in the circuitry of emotions. So I work in Shenzhen Institute of Advanced Technology in the south of China. And my research topics are about the, let's say, the links between the raw perception, the really most crude perceptions, and the emotional behaviors. Like, for example, if you see a snake, most of the people will automatically be scared, freeze and maybe run and have a very strong fear over time. Or if you feel that there will be a snake on the ground, you will be more careful and you may detect it faster. So I study that inside of the brain directly of rodents and primates to check how the visual information is integrated to provoke this kind of instinctive behavior of innate behaviors, and also a little bit with humans to see if their reaction are changed by stressful events and survival events. And basically that's the general question. And now I'm also working more and more on a very interesting topic related, which is the fear of falling and the fear of height. So when you are very nearby a cliff, which works super nice with me because I'm really scared of the of the high position. If you are nearby a cliff, you will have some kind of reaction that you will go back, your heartbeat will increase, you will feel bad, you will start to sweat, and all these reactions are instinctive. They arrive very, very early in the baby development. And for some of us, like me, they can long very last, and they can even become more and more harder to handle. So this is the kind of network I'm working on. So that's it for my research. And what about you, Gosia? What are you doing?
Hello, my name is Małgorzata Garstka. Yeah, the full long name. So I go usually by Gosia, that is, easier to pronounce, especially like living here in China. I work as a research professor in the second affiliated hospital of Xi'anjiadong University. I'm interested in how immune system, specifically adaptive immune system, works in diabetes and diabetes-associated cancer. So we specifically studied how MHC class 1 molecules, so components of immune system, signal to the T cells, so cells of the immune system, what's happening inside the cell. This allows to immune system to monitor whether there is infection, cancer, or if there is any abnormality. My research team works on development of assays or screening assays in diabetes for earlier for earlier detection of diabetes, because diabetes is especially big problem in China with 116 million people having diabetes. And also there are very many cases of gestational diabetes, so diabetes in pregnancy. We want to develop ways to stimulate immune system, especially in diabetic, to prevent associated complications, for example, development of cancer. So for this, we are working within the hospital together with the clinical doctors and medical scientists. And I'm very excited to be here in China. So this is about me. What else would you like to know about us, Anna?
Thank you very much. It was interesting to hear a little bit more of what you do. And for everybody watching, I want to say we asked them to be short because otherwise they will talk probably half an hour on what they do. So if you want to follow up with them, there will be the opportunity. Stay with us. Now, I think it's always very nice to hear how you ended up in China. Why did you choose to work in China? Where are you based, and what do you like about working in China? Can you tell us a little bit of this, both Quentin and Gosia, please?
Yes, sure. So why joining China? So first, after my PhD, I wanted to do something different from most of the other postdoctoral researchers. Because everybody is going either to European countries or to US. So I was thinking that China will be and will become really, it was already 8 years ago, a very nice country for research. So I looked for it, and long story short, I ended up in Shenzhen Institute of Advanced Technology, as I mentioned, which is, and it's in the name, in Shenzhen, so in the south of China, very nearby Hong Kong. And I was super surprised and happy by the quality and the quantity of technologies available there. Like I learned there the optogenetic method, which is in 2012 was really not that much spreaded all around the world. So that was my first step with that. That was super great. That's a really nice institution, and I was super happy, and I'm still super happy to work there for now 8 years. So what do we like about China? I would say that in my point of view, first it's the scientifically, it's the way to collaborate with Chinese people. We do not have the same way to work, to ask scientific question and to answer scientific question. So it makes very, very nice collaborators. If we know how to communicate, which is sometimes a little bit difficult because of the culture when you arrive, the cultural differences. Once you can, you get rid of all these cultural differences and you start to understand how to speak together, they make the best collaborators because our way to work are complementary. They are different and complementary. So that's very nice. Now I will say that I know that in the question there is what do we miss about Europe or this kind of things, but for me it's a little bit the opposite because sadly because of this actual pandemic, I cannot go back to China. So it's been more than 1 year now. I'm trying my best to come back, but it's not possible. And so I much more miss China than Europe for now. So obviously I miss the food and also the weather there. I'm in south of France for now, which is a pretty hot weather. And I miss the weather in, in Shenzhen. But yeah, that I really have a lot of friends in China, and especially in the labs that I would like to work more with and to connect with, because I'm the type of annoying guy that come to knock on your door and ask you a lot of questions and tell a lot of new ideas I had. And this is also something super nice with working with Chinese. You can give them all the new ideas you have, and there will always be somebody to try at night in the lab to go back with you to make a little proof of concept, which is something that honestly I never had in Europe. So that's something I miss. So I will try to keep it short and give the hand to Gosia to ask you exactly the same question. Gosia, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I'm in China. I'm very happy to be in China. Like I stay here during Chinese holiday 2020, and I'm here since then. And yeah, China is a great place. So I came here. Tomorrow it will be 5 years since I started working here. at the second affiliated hospital of Xianjiatong University. And I came to China because of two reasons. First, career, and the second, more personal. So career-wise, I think that China gives enormous opportunities. There are huge investments in infrastructure, technology development, and also a lot of fundings. There are a lot of different types of fundings that are available for to do research here. As the basic medical, as the basic scientist, and also now trying to be more applied or more medical oriented. So, for me, this was great opportunity to apply for the grants, for the basic research, because there is recent increase of funding for such research in China. So I think it is understanding to invest more in the basic research, because in the long run, this will allow development of the better technologies and applied technologies that can be translated for the patient. So I work in the hospital, so of course I really like that I have access to the patients. So China, with 1.3 billion people, has very many patients. Of course, we would like to have less patients, but we have to be clear about this, that there are very many, that there are various diseases, and here in China, one can study even very rare disease. So we are looking at diabetes. And so type 2 diabetes is very broad, like 116 million patients in China. Type 1 diabetes has maybe around 6 million, so it's much, much less, but still has high prevalence in it has sufficient prevalence in the society that we can collect samples from the patients for our research. So this is something I really like. So the second reason why we came here, so me and my husband, basically we came to China in 2012 as the tourist, and we visited from Beijing till Beihai, so Silver Beach at the south of China. And we thought, wow, this is such an amazing country. We already knew, Chinese food in Western, and we're so amazed by how actual Chinese food tastes. And we also like that people are so very patient and gentle and very nice. So we thought, oh wow, this would be really interesting to come here and live few years. And of course, these few years will become some more, because we recently get green cards, so permanent residency in China. So yeah, what I like here, so as I already said, large patient base, and as a foreigner, I can easily make contact to the clinic or to the doctors or other scientists, because they are interested to collaborate with someone who, as Quentin mentioned, has different point of view. They really appreciate this different approach, and together we can do more. So for example, we are working with the crystallographers, or on one side of the spectrum, and we are as well collaborating with the medical doctors, surgeons for various cancer types. And I think this is enormous advantage of being here. Yeah, I had to use some Chinese bureaucracy, but the learning how the system works gave me more understanding, and also make me more effective. So I think China is really great place to be. And so I would like, to also invite other people who are considering their next step after, maybe like Quentin, after PhD, or to later on to set up their own lab, to consider China. Thank you.
That's very nice. I must say today here we really have two China enthusiasts, and it was very interesting to hear you're happy both like job-wise and life-wise. And I must say that listening to your words, I really felt like I miss China so much. Such a big nostalgia. I sometimes just go to the Chinese restaurants here and ask them to please cook me some really real Chinese food, the Chongqing style, please, if possible. But it's not the same. So fingers crossed, things will be easier, and traveling will return normal at some point, and we will all go back to our posts I mean, all me and Quentin. And so thank you. It was very interesting to hear about your experiences. And even if you do, you know, very different research, you are in quite different specific areas. I know that you guys are both part of our network. So can you please tell us a little bit more about this network, what it is about, how it was created, what is meant to be, if it has any goals? And who would like to start? Can I ask Quentin to start, please?
Yes, sure. So I will start by the story of the group. Let's keep it simple. It's Euraccess and Europe is organizing each year meeting of researchers, European researchers in China. So we were part of this meeting that was organized in different groups, and we were in the biology group. So at this time, there was around 15 people involved, and we discussed of all the things we could do to improve our research and our methodology, how to do a better research being a European researcher in China. So most of the time it's just we are just speaking, saying, okay, this is good, this is not so good, what can we improve? And then we had the idea with everybody, in fact we all discussed about that, to first make a group, a WeChat group of researchers in biology, and maybe try to make a website. So we obviously started by creating the group exactly on the same day. I mean, I remember it was during the meeting. So during the meeting, everybody was starting to join the group. Originally, it was 15 people, but now it's more than 40 people, 45 if I'm not wrong. And so the group became really large. And then we came up with this idea of website. And we have been to every person in the group to annoy them and to ask them, please send us your information. Here is the template, fill it, and then coming back every day to tell them to do it again. But we got I think that almost all of the researchers played the game and they were happy to do so. And now we are super happy and proud of being almost at the time of launching this website. So that's the story of the website, and you will see that. So we also have a WeChat group if you want to join for biotechnology and health for European researcher in China. And then there is also this with Gosia, we are co-administrator of the group. So this group obviously and this website have a goal. And I would like to ask you, Gosia, to speak about that.
Thank you, Quentin. So the group goal is basically to improve our careers in China and let us to network with like-minded scientists, or the scientists with the similar discipline or the discipline that can be of relevance for our research. It's also to create global network of European biomedical scientists to connect us to other scientists, biomedical scientists in China and abroad. So within the group, we want to share resources, we want to share information to hire students or postdocs about students' internship or about job opportunities. So if there is opening at any level within my institute, I will post such information within the network. And not only me, because we could see that already many of such posts were shared within our WeChat group. We also share information about resources. It means reagents, cell lines, animal models. Some of them could be, not so easy to get locally, or we don't, like some of the members will not have such easy access. So this is the platform to, find out whether someone else from the network could provide or can connect to the source of such reagent. We also share technology and expertise. So, and this can allow to start collaboration within the group. If, for example, like other scientists in the group is doing mass spectrometry, and I need to analyze my samples, like blood samples for the peptides in diabetic patients by my spectroscopy, I can, start talking to her about possible collaboration. And yeah, so as Quentin already mentioned, we are very happy about launching a website that is the next step for the, I would say, advertisement a little bit, but also for the networking of all of us here in China and elsewhere. And I welcome everyone to connect, to, to reach us, and yeah, to also check our website that will be launched soon.
Yeah, thank you. I think we can also quickly have a look at the website that is online at the moment, right, Halldor?
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank Gosia and Quentin so much for sharing their experience here. Personally, I think it's such a positive story that both of them have to offer here. It's maybe a story that is not often being shared, and people might be interested to hear how it's going for these Europeans that are here in China doing research in science and so on. And it was not a coincidence that we got two people in the field of biology and medicine. We have this new network right now brewing. We're so happy, Anna and I, how well, how positive everybody was towards that. And if we just take a quick look at the website, you can see that this is a very nice looking website that we have here. We have a really nice logo that represents how our European researchers are here in China doing research, as signified with the flags over here. And if you just like scroll a little bit down, you can see that we have a whole database of researchers with their profile and a lot of information. But in any case, you can see that the website looks really nice. There's a really nice little logo, and there's a database of the researchers, so we can take a look at who is here. There's already over 40 researchers registered right there. You can take a look and read about them, as Quentin and Gosia was explaining earlier. And there's also this button where you can get in touch. If you're a researcher in biology and medicine here in China, you should definitely join the network, and you can click the button to reach us. Or even if you're just interested in kind of like working with the network or doing something with the network and so on, this is also something I think everybody is quite happy to. That's how it is. I just wanted to try to make us all able to be at the screen at the same time, because that was something that we weren't doing earlier. But this is a network of people that are all working together. We are all here online during this COVID pandemic, trying to connect with each other. And I just wanted to say, like, really quickly, thank you so much to Gosia and Quentin for sharing their story and also telling us about the network. So maybe I'll just say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for everybody watching. I think we can say goodbye for today. And I don't know if Halldor is going to proceed to show a final video of an event we had in July. But we are done with the interview for today. Thanks again, and keep watching us. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Quentin. Bye-bye, Gosia.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. That leaves me alone here for the time being. So we just wanted to follow up with the last section of today's videocast by talking a little bit about an event that we did in July. Before I do that, I just want to say one more time, thank you so much to the network of European researchers in biology and medicine for the representatives coming here today, Gosia and Quentin, sharing their story and so on. I think it's a really good model for how things can be for European researchers and diaspora networks of scientific communities of Europeans here in China. So in that spirit, I wanted to tell you a little bit about an event that we did in July where Eurexis participated in a dialogue organized by the Chinese, the CCG, the China Center for Globalization, under the name of Global Young Leaders Dialogue. And this is something that Eurexis participated in, and the ambassador of European Union here in China also spoke in the morning to opening up the event. And Eurexis also was there because one of the things that we were invited to join this event, and one of the messages that we wanted to share was about how how young scientists need good support, and how important for global dialogues it is that scientists in different countries are able to work together. And we are basically trying to embrace the idea that Chinese and European scientists are able to sort of bridge the gap between China and Europe, because without them knowing each other really well, being able to work together and so on, how can we make sure that that one of the two biggest science powers in the world are able to effectively work together to tackle those global challenges that we really need scientists to be on top of these days? Of course, we're talking about things like climate change and so on for our environmental scientists to deal with, but also things like COVID-19 and other diseases and problems, medical problems and so on, that our friends in the medical network that we just talked with are equipped with dealing with. So China is doing their part, Europe is trying to do our part as well, and to be able to make sure that these people, these two different regions work together. We also need people like Gosia and Quentin here in China working, as well as Chinese people in Europe, and that is sort of the topic of that talk. With that in mind, I just want to kind of like switch to a recording of that talk to share that with all of you.
Now I would like to invite Halldor Berg to talk about science and technology. Halldor Berg is the senior country representative of Euraxis China, an initiative of the European Commission. He has also worked with the project for 7 years, during which he has helped create a network of over 6,000 researchers based in China. Halldor, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, like you said, my name is Halldor Berg. I am the country representative of Euraxis in China. And normally, I need to explain a little bit. It is, like you said, an initiative of the European Commission, the Director General of Research and Innovation. This is the European Union we're talking here. And this project is run all over the world, and as well as all over Europe. And what we do is that we try to connect researchers inside of Europe with each other, but also connect them with the world. And I have to say that I am extremely lucky person. I'm very, very privileged, not only because I'm able to talk to such a great, excellent group like all of you today, but also because I have the best job in the world. I love my job because I really, really love science. And in my job, I get to meet all these scientists all the time. For example, last December, we were holding this networking event in Shanghai. We call it Researchers' Nights. And we have some beer, we have some chat, we meet in a cafe or in a bar or something like that. And you know, the whole evening, it's just non-stop talking about different disciplines. I met a guy that is doing AI research, another guy that is in charge of quantum computing. And one thing that really caught my attention was a couple of people sitting across the table from me, a man and a woman. And they were engaged in this really, really deep conversation. You could see the sparks flying. And at one point, they stand up and they walk away across the corner. And I think everybody in the group was thinking, love is in the air. But a moment later, when I walked to the bathroom, I noticed that what actually had happened is that they had managed in this bar to find a room with a whiteboard on it. And they were writing furiously on the whiteboard mathematical schematics and equations and so on. Turns out that they had thought that each other's research was so interesting. Although they were from different disciplines, they just wanted to meet, you know. They just wanted to compare books. And this is why I love science. I love it because I love scientists. And there's just something special, something magical happens that when scientists come together. Ideas start flying, and you know, and you can just slowly feel that the world starts moving. And that is something that we need today, right? With the challenges that we are facing, we just cannot afford to stand still. Today's problems are so much bigger than that we used to. We're talking about challenges that are global in nature. They're complicated, they're multi-sided. They're just such problems that we cannot afford to ignore them. We need to make sure that we are using all our resources, all our insights, all our best strengths everywhere in the world to coordinate a response to this. In European Union, when it comes to research and innovation, we are committed to work with the world when it comes to tackling global challenges. And we want to make sure we put our best people on the job. And I know that here in China, that is also the case. That is why we need young scientists and researchers. We need the smartest people in the world. We need to make sure that they are innovative. We need to make sure that they are brave, able to come up with new ideas and not be bogged down by old paradigms and so on. And then we need to make sure that we support them, give them the money and the instruments and the policy that they need to be able to do what they need to do. And we need people that can cooperate. So, no matter how much funding we give these people, no matter how many billions of euro we commit to something like this, no matter how good plan we have, in the end, we always need the people to do it, I could come up with the best plan in the world, but I will probably not solve climate change, for example. So I need to make sure that we connect it with the people. Also, when it comes to international collaboration, which is very essential, it doesn't really matter how many MOUs we sign or how many hands we shake. We need to make sure that these people that are doing this know each other and are able to work with each other. And this is my mission. This is what I and my team at Euraccess have been doing. We've been building this network now for 11 years already. We have more than 6,000 researchers in it. We have two main groups here in China that we work with. Obviously, we work with the Chinese researchers here that are interested in working with Europe, but we also work with the Europeans that are coming here to China. And what we do is that we help them to connect with each other. We also help them to connect with the instruments that they need. Most importantly, we want to make sure that they can work together. So I want to end this today, because I'm running out of time, by using an analogy from physical sciences, nuclear physics, actually. When you put together atoms in a specific way, what happens is that you will have this cascade that will release all this energy. We're talking about like a nuclear bomb almost. And I believe this is similar to what happens when you put together people, scientists in the same room in this way. And that is actually what we're trying to do. Put together people that would not have been meeting otherwise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Halldor.
That is it. I hope you enjoyed that inspirational speech that I was just finishing reproducing on the screen right now. Anyway, that's it for us today, Anna. Thank you so much for arranging the interviews with Quentin and Gosia. I really enjoyed it. I always like to talk to the researchers in our community.
Yeah. And I think this videocast is really the good opportunity to do that in a friendly atmosphere. So yeah, thank you, Halldor. Thank you, everybody, and see you next month.
Yeah, all right.